A parent's job is never done. According to U.S. Census data, approximately 32% of people between the ages of 18 to 34 live in their parents' home. 1 in 9 parents said their adult children returned home within the past year. Experts are calling them boomerang children. Joining us to weigh in on this topic is parenting expert and the author of Get the Behavior You Want Without Being the Parent You Hate, Dr. Deborah Gilboa joins us again.
And Deborah, you're still living with your parents, right? Not
no,
exactly.
but I'm considering it.
Yeah.
Why? If it's an option, why not?
Right.
I love the term boomeranging.
No matter how far you throw them. Right.
So,
Well, they're always your kids.
Yes.
If they want to come back after college, how do you navigate that? What do you recommend?
It is not a parenting fail to have your kids move back in. It only happened really for Generation X that it became normal to move out at 18 to go to the military or college and leave and stay out. Every other generation before and since, it's been really normal to stay with your nuclear family, except when you left for time to get education or military training or whatever it was. So that's not the parenting fail, but it's an adulting fail if they move back in and behave like children.
Of course, yeah.
so you're a parenting expert. You're giving 2 thumbs up to boomeranging? You think it's good or bad?
I think if you handle it well, it can be richer for the whole family, and the financial realities are such that very few people can finish an undergraduate education or even a job training program and afford to have a home and save up for the things they need to save up for. And so if they move back in as adults, it can be a huge help. It can be great role modeling for younger siblings.
Well, get them going. They can put some money in the bank so that when it's time, whether they want to go back to school for another degree or
but also
get
they can
a
put some
place
money in
of
the
their
bank
own.
and some money towards the family. We used to accept that we would become adults and then help our family, our family of origin.
But it seems like it could be one of 2 scenarios here. One where the kids come back home and it's a warm environment, everyone's happy, everyone's playing their role. But then I did look at some studies that showed that parents whose kids come back to live at home, they're less happy.
And they're like, what? I wasn't counting on this.
Well, because isn't there this effect when you become an empty nester? A lot of parents, they're rejuvenated and they find their lives get a little bit happier.
They realize
that
parenting was supposed to be a phase, a long, hopefully wonderful phase, but a phase. And so now, if they find themselves parenting again, not being involved in their kids' lives, because there's no victory lap in parenting. You're never like, peace out, see you on Instagram, whatever.
Right.
But you should get to have a totally different relationship. Actually, my son sent me a meme recently that said, if you raise your children, you'll get to spoil your grandkids, but if you spoil your children, you'll have to raise your grandkids.
That's a great
I like that analogy.
Deep.
And I
really
love that
deep.
because I think that, to your point, the whole aspect of at least having a great relationship with your adult kids, maybe you'll be more involved with your grandchildren, and that relationship is so enriching.
And that's simplistic, but if you put in the work when they're kids, teaching them to be autonomous, to do all the things you would want a good roommate to do, and that's those rules. When you say getting into the weeds, it's really about the rules that you have and the structure you set up with your adult children roommates about pitching in both financially in terms of chores and being responsible about letting you know if they're going to be home for dinner and you letting them know if you are going to, be gone all night because you're going to an event.
In other words, I mean, you've given us the ins and outs when they're kids at home growing up. So if you did a good job with that, then that transition when they're boomeranging should be easier to pull off.
Definitely easier. No guarantees, because young adults, just like older adults, have major health problems or a trauma or something. But in general, if you've laid the groundwork as kids, they are not going to be shocked when you say, oh, yeah, you'd be welcome to live here, and you would only need to pay X amount to help us with the rent or the mortgage, and you would only need to help with groceries and cooking dinner this often, and you'll only have to do your own laundry, not everyone's.